Il est 18h30 dans les studios de My Media Prime Television, 18h30 dans la capitale économique. Madame, Messieurs, bonsoir. C'est l'heure du Prime News sur My Media Prime Television. Et en ouverture de ce journal, le Premier ministre Joseph Dion Ngouté et certains membres du gouvernement ont reçu hier, 21 avril, leur toute première dose du vaccin anti-Covid. C'était à l'immeuble Étoile à Yaoundé, l'occasion pour le chef du gouvernement de rappeler ou d'encourager les Camerounais à faire pareil. Plus de précisions dans ce reportage que signe Genda Perdune Blanche.
Ministers in Cameroon, including Prime Minister, Head of Government, Chief Dr. Joseph Dion Ngouté, were at the Star Building yesterday, April 21, to immunize against the deadly COVID-19 pandemic. Prime Minister Joseph Dion Ngouté, Minister of Defense Joseph Betia Somo, Minister of Higher Education Professor Jacques Famdongo, Minister of Posts and Telecommunications Minette Libom Lilike, and Minister of Labour and Social Security Gregor Wona were amongst top government officials who received the jab of vaccine as a way to encourage Cameroonians to protect themselves by getting the vaccine, given it is the only effective option according to Minister of Communications Rene Manuel Sadi. This vaccination also falls in line with national immunization campaign launched by Minister of Public Health Manauda Malachi. Doses of the Sinopharm and AstraZeneca vaccine have been dispatched to regional delegations of public health. It has also been distributed to various vaccination centers for the immunization exercise. Recent statistics from the Ministry of Public Health reveals that so far more than 3,000 people in Cameroon have received the vaccine, be it the Chinese Sinopharm or the British AstraZeneca. Though vaccination is not obligatory, Minister of Public Health and other authorities have continued to sensitize the public on the need to get protected against the virus as soon as possible.
Le commandant de l'école de formation militaire, le général Philippe Mpaye, a procédé à l'installation de deux nouveaux commandants du centre de formation de base et avancée de la marine. La cérémonie a eu lieu à Idinao, dans le département du Fako, région du Sud-Ouest. Aileen Samia avec les précisions.
Both commanders installed by General Philippe Mpaye, commander in charge of the Joint Military Training Centers, were recently appointed by the Ministerial Decree number 126 of the 26th of February 2021 to the various institutions. Capitaine de Vaisseau, Colonel Molo Cyril, is the new commander of the Marine Basic and Advanced Training Center Isongo, known in its French acronym as SIPFUMA. He joined the Navy in 1996 after gaining entrance into the Navy School at Lorient in France. He later graduated with a diploma in specialized marine actions and diving in 2003. He is also a graduate from the Superior School of War in Tunisia. He worked at CPFAM in Gaounda, CSAR in Yaoundé, and as commander of the 22nd Military Battalion of the National Marine in Mundemba, Dian Division, until his appointment on the 26th of February 2021 as the commander of the Marine Basic and Advanced Training Center, Isongo. Meanwhile, Capitaine de Corvette, Major Boulet Stéphane Jr., was newly installed as the commander of the Diving School and Marine Law Enforcement, EPAEM, at sea, Isongo. He studied in EMEA, where he was selected amongst the best 20 at the end of his course to train 1,500 commandos of the 2007 Special Contingents. Meanwhile, Capitaine de Colvert, Major Boulet Stéphane Jr., is the new commander of the Diving School and Marine Law Enforcement, a PIAM recently installed. He studied in EMEA, where he was selected amongst the best 20 at the end of the course to train 1,500 commandos of the 2007 Special Contingents of the Rapid Intervention Battalion, who were skilled to relay at the Bakassi Peninsula. He is a holder of several diplomas from the Navy School at Bata in Equatorial Guinea, Sweden, and the United States of America. He was granted a gold medal after acquiring an excellent result in Quintico with a diploma in deep sea diving and others. He has held several posts of responsibilities in tackling with the Boko Haram insurgency in the far north, as well as the MINUSCA forces. Before his appointment as commander of the diving school, he was serving at EPIM as the assistant commander, as the director general, and at SIPFUMA as the director in charge of trainings. Both newly appointed and installed commanders are expected to beef up peace and security in their various areas of command in a crisis-hit region.
Un nouveau centre de vétérinaire a été inauguré hier à Limbe 2e dans le sud-ouest. Un appel a donc été lancé aux populations ainsi ou particulièrement aux agriculteurs à faire vacciner leurs animaux. Les détails avec Fon Quinta.
The chief of the newly constructed veterinary center in Limbe 2 subdivision has been called upon to put in her utmost best to ensure the livestock, fishery and animal industry in Limbe southwest region of Cameroon witnesses a significant growth. The call was made by the divisional officer for Limbe 2 subdivision, Serge Meke Eba Abe, during the inauguration of the newly constructed veterinary post and installation of the chief of center, Ami Kenjenaid. The newly installed chief of the veterinary center called on the population of Limbe 2, especially owners of domestic animals, to ensure their animals are vaccinated.
Any farmer that is worried or is about to treat their animals, take care of their birds, pigs, goats, it will help them. We are in the office to help them, especially those keeping dogs and pigs, goats. We used to have some disease like PPRO that we just, it was just last time that we do the vaccination for the goats. So this office would help all the farmers.
Considering that the newly inaugurated veterinary center plays host to the subdivisional delegation of fishery and animal industry in Limbe 2 subdivision, the divisional officer called on the newly installed chief of center to work in synergy with the subdelegate of livestock to attend the objectives of the new veterinary center. An event attended by chief of services and subdelegates of various ministries in Limbe 2. Worth mentioning is the fact that a veterinary structure was constructed with funds under the public investment budget for the 2020 financial year.
Parlons du stress dans notre page santé. Ces réactions biologiques produites par l'organisme perturbent la vie quotidienne de milliers de personnes et a bien sûr des répercussions sur leur santé. Le point sur les manifestations du stress, ses conséquences physiologiques et même psychologiques dans ce reportage de Bokengo Wade.
Stress is the body's response to pressure, triggered by being overwhelmed in coping with mental, emotional, physical, and psychological pressure. The condition, according to the World Health Organization, affects not just one's life events or experiences, but the world at large in many ways than one.
Stress is a health epidemic of the 21st century. As you can see, 17.9 million people die from stress-related illness globally each year. 2 hours of productivity are lost. 2 hours a day. So imagine what this is doing at your businesses. 10 to 15% cost to the world's economy, and 80% of workers say they feel stress and they need help managing it.
Contributing to the deaths of nearly 2.8 million yearly, it should be borne in mind that more than 50% of stress-related experiences or conditions are born from work-related issues, as according to the United Nations and International Labour Organization, an estimated 374 million people get injured or are involved in accidents because of their jobs.
Anxiety disorders or depression do not always have to be dramatic events. Mental health disorders can be the function of cumulative stress rather than of a single dramatic incident. They can result from loneliness or the claustrophobia of life in a highly secured compound in a remote field duty station. They can also result from abuse by colleagues or a supervisor. Depression can also be a normal reaction to what we are exposed to and what we have to live through, especially in some field situations. Mental health is just as important as physical health. We cannot do our duty to others unless we are well, in body, in mind, and in spirit.
engaging in physical exercise, visiting spas for massage, eating healthy and balanced diet, slow breathing, eliminating triggers are some of the ways to help manage stress as well as reduce stroke and cardiovascular diseases borne by stress.
Suivons à présent le débrief de l'actualité africaine avec en tête le Tchad. Gladys Bongotongina.
Annonce du décès du président Idriss Déby suite aux blessures par balles reçues sur le champ de bataille contre les rebelles lundi dernier subjugue l'opinion internationale. En effet, son fils Mohamed Idriss Déby, chef de la garde de son père, se retrouve propulsé à la gouvernance du pays à seulement 36 ans, faisant de lui le plus jeune chef d'État africain actuellement. Les membres du Conseil militaire de transition assurent la remise du pouvoir aux civils, bien que l'armée tchadienne se retrouve divisé face à cette prise de pouvoir, bien que transitionnelle. Une situation qui risquerait de plonger le pays dans plus de conflits. Néanmoins, l'Afrique a perdu un homme de terre, raison pour laquelle ses homologues africains ont traduit leur soutien à la nation tchadienne. De même, le président français Emmanuel Macron a réitéré sa présence au Tchad pour ses obsèques par la voix du porte-parole du gouvernement français, Gabriel Attal.
Le président de la République, je peux vous l'annoncer, l'a redit ce matin, lui a rendu hommage ce matin au Conseil des ministres et il se rendra à ses obsèques en fin de semaine.
Au Nigeria, des étudiants ont été enlevés dans une université à Kaduna par des hommes armés et ôtant la vie d'un employé. Le porte-parole de la police Mohamed Joligé explique que l'attaque a eu lieu aux environs de 19h15 mardi alors que les hommes armés ont envahi l'établissement. Présentement, le nombre total d'enfants enlevés reste encore inconnu. En effet, il s'agit là d'un nouveau mode opératoire observé dans le pays depuis le mois de décembre, où des gangs armés se faisant appeler bandits kidnappent des enfants en masse en milieu scolaire pour échanger contre des rançons. En vue de protéger les élèves, plusieurs établissements scolaires dans les États du nord et centre du Nigeria se sont vus fermer leurs portes. En Afrique du Sud, les images du verdict du procès de Derek Chauvin, officier américain accusé de la mort de George Floyd, a été bien accueilli. Reconnu coupable d'homicide involontaire et meurtre mardi dernier, celui-ci risque 40 ans de prison. Une situation aussi devenue apparente dans le quotidien des civils dans ce pays d'Afrique du Sud, déplorant donc la brutalité policière et les discriminations raciales, et espèrent aussi voir les choses changer pour le mieux sur leur terre.
Et en sport, Coton Sport de Garoua est qualifié pour les quarts de finale malgré sa défaite d'hier 21 avril contre l'équipe d'Algérie. Quentin Etapé revient sur les moments forts de cette rencontre.
Coton Sport 1, JS Kabylie 2, c'est le score final du match qui s'est joué hier mercredi 2021 au stade Rondiadja à Garoua, 5e journée poule B. À 10 au lieu de 11 parce que Sanoussi Biri a reçu un carton rouge à la 57e minute suite à une faute. C'est
ainsi que nous mettons une fin à l'édition de ce jour qui a été coordonnée par Fetata et Wana Elaine Olinga était à la production. Madame, Messieurs, merci d'avoir été des nôtres. Retrouvez tout de suite après Koum Lionel et ses panélistes pour Prime Art. Sur ce, bonne soirée à tous.